It's my fathead pizza crust that I've adjusted to having even less almond flour in it. Oh, and it's done. And I got a new Martha Stewart copper cookie pan type thing. I cooked it on that, and then I flipped it onto the parchment paper, and then cooked the other side. Um, yeah, can't wait to have it. So that's all set for tonight. So that makes it a fun night, a fun day already. Don't mess with me and my fathead pizza. For my recipe, I will say it here. It is 1/3 of a cup of almond flour. I put in fennel seed, and then it is 4 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of mozzarella, and 2 eggs, and that all gets mixed together and spread out on that sheet. I did spray it with a little spray coconut oil, and yeah, that's it. 350. I don't know, between the flipping and the turning and the whatevering, a little less than 20 minutes, but yes. So find your own pizza, fathead pizza that works for you. There's so many different versions, and yeah, this just has a wee bit of the flour, in parentheses, the oxalates. But I love it. It keeps me sane and food sober, and it has for the years that I've been doing it. I think 5 now. But anyway, so today's video is brought to you by the letter A, and there's 3 of them, and it's not American Automobile Association. It's not. So don't be calling them and asking them, what do those 3 A's stand for? The 3 A's are acknowledge and accept and accountability. And the acknowledge part is like, wow, yep, I'm a pickle. I can never go back to being a cucumber. I have food issues. I've got food issues in my head. Maybe you've got food issues in your gut. Maybe your food issues, exacerbate every little medical thing that happens. As we get older, that's what happens. I mean, after my whole leg debacle, it ends up I've got osteoarthritis. And as my friend Jane says, well, what older woman doesn't? We get it in all the little different places. Mine just happens to be in my calf, which is really weird. Not my knee. Some people have it in their wrists. Some people have it in their hands. It's back, shoulders. It's just something that happens. It's one of the deals about getting to live older, and I do know that my diet definitely must help. Definitely. Because yesterday I had no ibuprofen, none. And that was really great. And today, so far, I haven't had any. I always reserve the right, of course, to take something if it gets too painful. But anyway, so acknowledging that that you're different, you're that snowflake that we talk about, and that things are changing, you're aging, you're lucky to be aging, right? What's the alternative? And so here you are, things are working for you, but you still have some sniggly things, or the sniggly things have arrived because certain age has arrived within you and your body. It just is the way that it is. And so you acknowledge that you need to do something about your food plan, that it's not, I'm going to do this, through Friday, and then, I'll be all better. It doesn't work that way. And so we get to the place where we have to start eliminating things in our food plan. And if you're like me, you had your quota years ago. You had all of those goodies, all of those things, all of those irritating items years ago. I was a veggie hound. I loved my veggies. If you told me that at 68, almost 69, that I would be not having, I'm down to 45 grams of Brussels sprouts off the big green egg on Sunday, I wouldn't believe you. I mean, I believed in big ass salads and healthy pork, just loved my veggies. They were filling, they were enjoyable. I thought I was getting all the nutrients from them. I thought I should have long, glossy blonde hair and smooth skin and a skinny body because they were veggies. And gosh, it never really turned out that way. Now I'm gray and almost 69, and there's no glossy. No glossy left. But anyway, so acknowledging that and then accepting that, and acceptance comes along. It's hard fought. There's a lot of resistance to acceptance if you haven't noticed. It's so much easier to surrender to that fight. If you've got a problem every time you have a certain food and you can't accept it, you acknowledge it because you're in the bathroom, you have a headache, you can't go anywhere because you've got that I've got to run to the bathroom deal going. Well, if you accept that and surrender to it, your life could have a little bit more freedom, right? You wouldn't be the bump on the log that always has some sort of issue that everybody has to cater to when we go out because you eat that certain thing and then you feel a certain way and then we have to like cut our fun short or whatever. But it's no longer a fun, thing to happen. So accepting that maybe veggies don't work, maybe standard American diet items don't work, maybe artificially sweetened diet soda doesn't work, maybe the gum is bloating you, isn't working anymore. Maybe all the things that maybe all those keto treats and cheats and all those sort of things, they finally reach their, it's past here, right? It's like up here. And it's like time to just accept that you need to give in to what your body is asking you to do. And it has happened to most of us. If you've made it to this ripe age, it's probably happened to you. And you don't even realize it, that, you acknowledged it, you accepted it, and you surrendered to it, and then you move along, and you start looking forward to what you can have, can do, can be as a person in like some sort of food addiction recovery, and be grateful for what you can have instead of going, in the old days, every birthday, I always, Stop it. It's happened to all of us. Most of us that end up here, our rodeos are all the same. It rained the night before, the mud is there, the cows are bucking, it is what it is. But the next one is every single day. It comes with the way of eating, it comes with the way of living, the WOL, the WOE, and it's accountability. And it's, every day it's being accountable to what you can do, to what you can have, to what you can eat, to how your day plays out. And you do not want to be a whiner or bitchy witchy or any of those sort of things. You just have to, wrap your soul around it and just be accountable to yourself. And some things are harder to give up than others. And as we see here all the time on the Keto Carnivore Carnivish channels, a lot of people still dip into that world of cheating and treating and thinking that they can get away with it. And they have 2, 3, 4 days of misery after from having stuff that long ago their body said, I'm done, girly. I'm done there, big guy. Time to give it up. But we fight it, and we fight it hard. Why? Because sometimes we get entitled about these sort of things. We should be able to have it. And I'm sure there's a certain mentality out there where, I've been clean, I've been eating clean, I haven't had that, I haven't done that, all those things, for like weeks now or maybe months now. And so I deserve, me, the big special person that I am, I deserve to have that item when we go to that certain place. Okay, all right. And sometimes you might. And then you've got a little splaining to do. Your body reacts. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. Well, maybe a true confession of that helps with the accountability. You can't do it. And unfortunately, I think that sometimes when we have cheats and treats, it's like childbirth. We forget about like sometimes the contractions and how painful they were, And so it's the same thing with our stomach and how long, you could be lethargic, you could have, bathroom issues, you could have headaches, you could even, have whoopsie moments. You could have all the pain and the aches of all of those places in your body that going keto or carnivore helped you. All of a sudden you have a very short memory or a long term, well, whatever the memory is, you have that going for you about how painful it was the last time you had your brilliant idea about having that such and such because everybody else was, and you didn't want to be a party pooper, and your competitive, sister-in-law egged you on to have it. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but the accountability part really, really is a great place to be. And it works on confidence and integrity and honesty and just one moment where you have to apply all of those things to being accountable. It builds and it builds and it builds. And suddenly, there's no turning back. You're not going to have that. Maybe it's dairy and you can't have it. And, you fight it every single time. And it's like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I don't know. Why do you? For people that smoke, it's the same thing. For people that drink, it's the same thing. For people that, do drugs, it could be the same thing. For people that, shop and get their Visa bill up to $5,000, it could be the same thing. We all know better, but sometimes the doing better is the tough part. That's the accountability. So, acknowledge, accept, and being accountable. Those are the 3 A's I want you to think about today. A, we can get there. We support each other. And we're human. So we have our 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. We have lessons that we need. Some of us continue to need to learn the lessons, but it is what it is. We want to get healthy. We want to feel better. And so that's what we do. And having somebody that you can be accountable to, a lot of people are accountable right down below in their comments. And that works too, I mean, who better to be accountable to than somebody that knows? Not just me, but the other people in the community here that sometimes comment back. Same with other videos. We get a lot from other people here. And that's the important thing, right? And so, AAA, you can do this, and it's not an overnight thing. Overnight successes, I don't know, they scare me. We call them 90-day wonders in AA because they come in and they're full boats, guns loaded, and they do everything right for 90 days, and you never see them again until they come crawling back because it doesn't work. You can't overwhelm yourself. You have to get it down, but definitely acknowledging that you're a pickle, a snowflake, a turtle, a Goldilocks, and a member of the No Matter What Club can take a long time. It can take a couple of years. I still see videos with people, 1, 2, 3 years later, still having cheats and treats and everything else. And I guess if you're losing, you think it's working, but, what's happening on the inside still, none of my business, just wondering, is there misery involved with it that people say it's worth it? I've done that before. I've said, yeah, it's worth it, that little bit of misery, but I'm not looking for it today. No. I like my body ready to be taken out in public, thank you very much, with no emergency needs, right? So anyway, thank you for listening, Triple A's, and I will see you the next time. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, talking about keto, carnivore, and carnivish, because that's what we do here at Pearls of Wisdom. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.